Welcome to Food Science. Today we're gonna take a look at... Oh, what's this? A blowtorch and jalapeno? I think I know where this is going. We're going to make charred jalapeno hot sauce. It's really easy, so let's get to it. For safety reasons, we switched to a brand new camera angle. My stove, because we need a fire-safe work surface, and my beautiful wooden table is definitely not up to the task. We start with 250 grams or 8.8 ounces of jalapenos, or about 8 to 10, depending on their size. But you don't have to be quite so literal. This recipe is very forgiving and you can play around with it. Now, to char the outside of your chilies till the skin becomes carbonized and completely black. So, literally burn it to a crisp. And I know fire is fun and all, but please use safety gear and especially some tongs to hold the peppers with. Also, if you never used a blowtorch, please ask someone to show you how to be safe. And yes, it is as fun as it looks. When you're done playing with fire, cover your charred jalapenos with aluminum foil for 15 minutes to let them steam and soften. 15, or in my case more like 20 minutes later, inspect your lovely char and use a paper towel to rub off the carbonized skin. You can use your fingers or try to rub them under running water. Just make sure next to no black spots remain, because some compounds in the char can be toxic or carcinogenic. A few small speckles are okay, but try to minimize the amount. Now that all our peppers are naked, or more devoid of their skin, that's not naked then skinned, well, that turned morbid pretty quickly. Take your peppers sans extérieur, cut off the tops and slice them open to remove the seeds. Not because of the spiciness or anything, but I don't like the grainy texture they bring to our sauce. The most spiciness, or more the chemical capsaicin that we perceive as spicy, is mostly located in the septa and produced in the placenta, which is the big white part in the middle, where most of the seeds are located. So lose the seeds and keep the septum if you like it spicy, or take out the septa if you can't handle it. To build the sauce, we take a high-powered blender. You could use a hand blender or even a food processor, but keep in mind that you will not get an as smooth result and more chunky sauce. Now in our blender, we dump our jalapenos, 1 nice clove of garlic peeled, 50 grams or 1.8 ounces of agave syrup for sweetness, the juice of 2 limes for acidity, half a teaspoon of Mexican oregano or regular oregano if you can't find anything else, 40 milliliters or about 1.35 fluid ounces of apple cider vinegar for balance and additional acidity to stabilize it, a pinch of cumin, get in there, here we go, a small pile of salt to taste, about 4 grams or so, of course some freshly ground pepper as always, a lot of pepper. Blitz it up a bit and taste for seasoning. Optionally, you can add just a trace or a knife tip of xanthan gum for texture. Let me know in the comments if you'd like an explanation on the origin and function of xanthan gum, maybe as a short video on the topic alone. Now add a heaping teaspoon of yellow mustard that someone has forgotten before somehow. Top off the blender and blend again to emulsify the mustard in the sauce. Emulsification. Another topic we need to cover sometime. Maybe also as a separate video. Let me know in the comments below. To can our sauce to make it shelf stable, pour it into a small saucepan or pot. Bring it up to a boil. Optionally add half a teaspoon of starch suspended in a little bit of water, while whisking constantly to thicken it slightly in order to give our sauce more body. Taste it one last time, and when you're happy, pour it as hot as possible into small canning jars. Immediately close the lid, turn it upside down for a few seconds to sterilize the air inside, and heat up the thin plastic layer inside the lid so it seals properly. Continue with the rest of your sauce. This should make our sauce shelf stable for at least a few weeks, if not months. If you really want to make sure it's canned properly, you can put the sealed jars in a pot, fill it with water up to the neck, but not up to the lid, and boil your jars for a few minutes if they are already hot like mine, or for 20 minutes with cold jars to can them fully. And after they've cooled, you have made your own hot sauce from scratch. Let your girlfriend interrupt you while filming your closing shot, and in return, ask her to write a beautiful label for you because your handwriting is abysmal. Isn't that pretty? And a label always helps, then you know how all the open jars in the back of your fridge are at any given time. If you remember to write on the date, of course. Now go and make your own hot sauce and enjoy. At least I hope you've enjoyed the video and learned something. If you want me to cook specific recipes in the future, leave a comment down below. Please subscribe, share, and like to your heart's content, and with this I'll leave you by saying, keep cooking, keep learning, and thanks so much for watching.